Welcome back to Snippet Coder, and we are back with another video, and this is the fifth video of our new series on grocery letter app using WooCommerce as a backend. In this video we will learn about how to consume WooCommerce API to fetch products categories and products, and this is what we are going to achieve in this video. We are showing here slider, then we are showing here categories, and then we have a top saver 2 days, and in this we are showing the products here. Then we have a top selling products, and also we are showing the bottom navigation, which are 4 icons. First one is store, and the second one is a cart. Then we have a favorite icons, then we have a my account. So all the 3 icons we are going to achieve in our upcoming videos, and this is the store icon which we are going to achieve in this video. So before starting the video, if you are new to our channel, subscribe the channel by clicking on the subscribe button and click the bell icon to get notified about our latest video. Thank you. So first of all, we will go to our WooCommerce portal, and from there we will add the new categories. So if you can see, I have already added few categories here. First one is a grocery, and then we have a baby care, then we have a beverages, and then we have a household items, then we have a personal care, then last item we are using here is vegetable and fruits. So when we click on the edit button, you can see here the name is grocery and the slug name is grocery also. And then also we can define the parent category. Right now we are using as all the category as a parent. We're not creating any sub child parent categories. Then we have a description here. Then we have the thumbnails here. We will add these categories. Right now we are using only 6 categories here. So now let's move to the coding part, and we will create the model file for the category. So we will create the model file here. We are naming it as a category.dart file, and we have a 5 parameters here. First one is a category ID, then we have a category name, then we have a category description, then we have a parent, and then we have an image here. So here we are doing the constructor, and then we are doing the mapping and all. First one we are mapping with the ID here, whatever JSON name is ID, and that we are mapping with the category ID. Then we have a name, and we are mapping it with the category name. Then we have a description, we are mapping it with the category description. Then we have a parent. This parent is basically that if we are making the category as a parent child, in that case that parent will be used. Then we have a images, and for the image we are using that different class, and there we have a URL, and we are mapping it with the source. That's all in this category.dart file. So now in the config file we will define that category URL, and we are using the product/categories here. So this is the URL we are using to fetch the category from the WooCommerce API. So now we will create one method to fetch the category from the API, and that method we will write in the API service.dart file. So this is the method we have created, and here what we are doing, we are just initializing that list category, and the return type of this function is list category. And then we are defining the URL here. For the URL we are using that category URL. Then we are just passing 2 variables here. First one is the consumer key, then we are passing here consumer secret, and on the basis of these keys we will fetch the data from the API. So in the header part we are doing the same thing, that is application JSON, and here we are just checking here if the status code is 200. Then we are mapping it the data whatever we are getting from the server to as a map, a list, and we are mapping it with a category dot from JSON, and we are mapping the data, and we are returning here 2 list, and here we are doing the try catch, and then we are returning that data. So now we will modify our PepSpec file, and here we will define one package which we are going to use in our video, and the package name is Carousel_Pro, and this is the we are using for the slider for the showing the offers and all. And also we are going to use one font here. I'll put the link of that font in the description, you can download from there. So in the font we will define here font, then we have a font family, and the family name is cart icons, and here we will define the path here, and we are fetching the font from font folder, and we will name it as a cart icon.ttf. So now we will create a new page, that is home_page.dart file, and we are making it as a stateful widget. And here we are going to use the bottom navigation. So we have a total of 4 icons, and we will define one widget here, that is list widget, and here name it as a widget list is equal to an array of widget we will define here. We will create one page, that is dashboard page, dashboard underscore page dot file, and this is basically a store page, and we will also make it as a stateful widget. For the time being we are using the same page for all the icons. So here we will return scaffold widget, and inside the app bar we will create one private method for the app bar, and we will name it as a build app bar. Then we will have the bottom navigation here, and we will use bottom navigation bar. So here we will use the selected item color, and we are using the red. So because our application color is red here, selected item color and colors dot red accent. Then we will have a unselected item color, and we are using here black color. Then we have a type, and for the type we are using bottom navigation bar type dot shifting for giving the shifting effect and all. Then for the index we are using current index. We have to define one variable here, int type of underscore index is equal to 0. By default we are giving the index number as a 0, and on the on tab we are just changing the index number. So here we are passing index, then here we will set state, and here we are just assigning index is equal to index. Here in the body we will pass underscore widget list, and here we will pass the index here. Before putting anything in the items, first we will create that method of build app bar. Here we will create one widget, that is widget underscore build app bar, and here we will return app bar and center title is true. Then we will have a brightness, and for the brightness we are using dark. Then for the elevation we are using 0 here, we are not putting any shadow and all. And for the background color we are using colors dot red accent. Then we have a automatically imply leading is false. Then for the title we are passing here text widget, and here we will define the text here grocery app. And for the style we are using here text style, and here we will pass colors dot white. Then we are putting 2 icons here. First icon will be notification icon, icons dot notification none, and here color we are using white color. And then we are putting here size box, it is basically used for some spacing and all. Width we are using here 10. Then again we will create one icon here, that is for the cart icon, shopping cart, and color is white, and here again we will do some spacing. So now we will add the items here. So before adding the items we have to create one utility here for the icons which we are going to use in the items here. So we will name the file as a cart underscore icons dot file, and this is our utility here. We are using the naming in the name of the class is cart icons. Then we have a 4 icons here which we are going to use in our application. First one is a home, then we have a cart, then we have a favorite icon, then we have a account icons. So now we will add the items here. First one we are using that home icon, bottom navigation bar item, then we have an icon. In the icon we are using icons cart icons dot home. Then we are passing the title here, the title name is store, and the style we are using here text style. So now we will create 3 more icons here. We will just copy paste. The first one is a store, then we have a my cart, then we will have a favorite icon, and here we will have account icon, and we will name it as a my account. And here we will change the icon here, account icon, and here we will change it to favorite icon, and here we will change it to cart icon. So now let's run the application to see how it's looking. So here you can see we have the application with the app bar, grocery app, then we have two icons here. First one is a notification icon, then we have a cart icon, and the bottom we have a bottom navigation. First one is the store, and then we have a my cart, then we have a favorites, then we have a my account. So here you can see the shifting effect here, so which we have mentioned here is a bottom navigation bar type is shifting. So now we will move to the dashboard page, and we will do our slider part, then we will consume the API to show the categories, then we also show the products also. So now we will design our dashboard page, and here we are using that list view, and here we will pass return scaffold widget, and the body we are using container. Then for the color we are using here white color. Then we will have the child here, and the child we are using here list view. Then we will have the children's here, and here we will have the three children's. First one is a slider, then we have a category, then we have a products here. So now we will create one method here for the slider and all. We will create the widget here, image carousel, and then we are passing the parameter of build context here, and here we will return new container, and the width we are using that width of our device on the basis of media query dot of media context dot size dot width. Then we are putting the height here, and we are defining the fixed height of 200. Then in the child we will use the plugin, that package which we have imported, that is new carousel, and here we are passing some parameters. First one is a overlay shadow, and we are making it as a false. Then we will have the border radius, and we will make it as a true. Then we will have a box fit, and here we are using box fit dot none, and here we have a autoplay, and we are making it as a true, so it will be automatically play the slider. Then we have a dot size here, we are making it as a 4.0. Then we have an array of images, and here we have to define that images here. For that we are using here fitted box to fit the image in our container and all. So for the fit we are using here box fit dot fill, and in the child we are using here, in the child we have to use the image here, and we are picking the image from that server. For that we are using here image.network, and here we have to define the URL here. Suppose we are putting here URL1. Then for the same we have to do we will add more images here. So we are using here 4 images here, and you have to replace the URL1 with the URL which you have to give for the slider image. So now we will call this method image carousel, and we will pass in the children of that list view, and let's see how it's looking in our application. So here we have to pass the context here. So now let's run the application. So here you can see the slider is coming as the image is loading, that's why it's coming as a blank for the now. So now the image are loading. So this is the first image, then we have a second image, then we have a third image, then we have a fourth image. So let's move the code part, and let's add the category widget also to show all the category of our application, and we will fetch that category from the server, from the WooCommerce API. So here we will create new folder, we will name it as a widgets, and here we will create new widget that will be name it as a widget underscore home underscore categories dot file, and we will make it as a stateful widget categories, and here we will use the API to fetch the categories from the WooCommerce API, and we will pass we will create the variable of API service, and here we will create that initialize state method, and here we will initialize our API service with the API service object. Then we have a super dot initialize state. And then here we will use the container, and inside the container we will use a column. And here we have a color, and for the color we are using here white color. And then we have a child here, and for the child we are using here column widget. And the first inside the column we are also using the row template for showing the label, and the right hand side we are showing the view all link. Here we have a main axis alignment, and we are using here main alignment dot space between, and the children we are using padding we are giving left from 16, and for the top we are using 4, and here in the child we are using here text, and here we are passing the text name, that is all categories. For the style here we are using here text style, and font we are using font size we are using here 18. And then we are using here font weight, and we are using here font weight dot bold. So let me add this to that dashboard page, and I will show you side by side by adding the content here. So now let's add that to the dashboard page, and here we will pass here widget categories, and here you can see in the application all categories is coming here. So now we will add the hyperlink also, and we will pass here same padding, and here we will pass view all, and style. For the style here we are using just that color, and color we are using here colors dot red accent. So now you can see here that view all is coming, but there is a space issue. So here in the padding we will pass right, and for the right we are using 10. So now you can see the equal space here. So in the top, if we increase it to 10, you can see here space is coming properly now. So now we will use that future builder to fetch the data from the API, and we will show in the list view. So here we will create one widget, that is widget underscore build category list, and here we will pass list category. Now here we will use the container. Now inside that container we are using that list view builder, and the height we are using here 150, and the alignment we are using here alignment center left, and for the child here we are using here list view builder, and shrink wrap we are using here true. For the physics we are using here clamping scroll physics scroll direction, and we are using here axis dot horizontal. And then we have a item count, and for the item count we are using here categories dot length, and the item builder we are using here context index, and here we are passing variable of where data is equal to categories and index, and here we will return the column widget. Inside that we will create one container here, and here the container, and then we have a margin here, and for the margin we are using here edge inset dot all 10. Then we are putting here width, and for the width we are using here 80. Then we have a height also we are using here 80. Then we have alignment. For the alignment we are using here alignment dot center, and in the child we are using here image dot network, and here we will pass that URL, and for that we are using here data dot image dot URL. Then we have a height here. In the height we are passing here 80. Then we are doing here decoration, and for the decoration we are using box decoration. And then we will have a shape here. In the shape we are using here box shape dot circle, and we are going to show that image of that category in the circle box. Then we are using here color, and for the color we are using here white color. Then we will have the box shadow here, box shadow, and we are passing here color, and for the color we are using here colors dot black 12. We are using here black 12. Then we have a offset, and for the offset we are using offset 0 5. Then we have a blur radius, and we are using here 15. So now here we will pass that row widget, and there we will pass the children's. In the children we have a text, and the text we are passing here data dot category name to string. And then we have a icon here, and we are passing the icon dot keyboard arrow right, and we have a size of 14 here. So now the template is ready for showing that category and all. So now we will create the method to fetch the data from that server for that WooCommerce API by using Future Builder. For that we have to write here method. We have to create one widget, that is widget category list, categories list, and here we will return new Future Builder. And here in the future we will pass API service dot get categories. Then we have a builder here, and we will pass here builder context. Then we have a async snapshot, and here we will pass list. Then we have a category model dot category, and here we will check if model dot has data. Then we will return build category list, and here we will pass that model dot data. Else by default we are showing here loader sign with center widget. In the child we are using here circular progress indicator. So when that fetch the data from the server, in the meantime it will show the progress indicator to the user. So once the data is loaded, it will show that template which we have created to show that list view, horizontal list view. So now here we will pass that category list, and here we will pass. So now run the application to see. So here you can see the loader is loading, and once the loading is done, the data will be fetched from the server. It will show that our list view in the horizontal. So here you can see the list is coming in the horizontal. You can see the icons in that background white, and over it will show the icons of that categories. So it is getting load from the server, and below that you can see here the label names, and here you can do the scrolling also, and these are the horizontal. So we are able to show the category from that WooCommerce API, and we are showing it very beautifully with the help of that list view, and we are showing in the horizontal way. Now let's move to that other part. In that we will show that products, and before that we have to follow some step to show that products on the basis of the tag names and all. I will explain you how to show the products on the basis of tag names. So we will go to our WooCommerce portal, and there we have to go inside the products in the tag page, and in the tags we have to add the multiple tags. So suppose we have to show the specific product inside our any specific camping, like we have to show that 2 days 2 day offer products. So we have to mark the products with that tags, so that that particular section will show that particular products on the basis of the tag only. Suppose here in the tags I have created 2 tags here. First one is a 2 day offer, and the second one is a top selling products. So now what I will do, I will go to that product columns, and there I will mark the tags. So suppose if I created 2 products there, and okay, and I will mark it as a 2 day offers, okay, in the tags. In that case those products will be shown in our 2 day offer section only, not in the top selling products. So for doing that, what we have to do, we have to create a tags here, then we have to go to the products here, and here you can see the products here. Suppose if I go to the fresh onion, and here you can see the tags. So we are in the products now, and you can see here for the fresh onion I mark it as a tag of today offer. So that product will be shown in our today offer only section. So in the second product, Chakki Atta, I mark it as a top selling product, and third one is a Tata Salt, and that I mark it as a today offer. So if in the app, in the today offer section, you will see the two products, and the top selling product you can see only the one product. So other three product you will not able to see anywhere, because we are fetching the data on the basis of the tags only. So now I will show you how to fetch the data on the basis of tag. For doing that, we have to add the API link for that that products and all. So before that, we have to get the tags ID and all. For doing that, we have to go there in the tag section, and here you can see here, and if I click on the edit button, now here you can see the tag ID. This tag ID we have to note down. Okay, this is the tag ID for the today offer, that is tag ID 24. Then we have a top selling product. I will click on the edit button. So now the tag ID is 25 for the top selling product. So these two IDs we have to note down, so that we have to pass in the parameter of our API of products. So now let's move to the code part. I will show you there. So here I will create three variables. First one is a product URL, and we are using here products for that. Then we have a today offer tag ID that we are passing here 24. Then we have a top selling product tag ID, and that is 25. So we are going to show two sections in our home page. First one is a today offers, and the second one is a top selling. So in those sections, I will show that products on the basis of the tags only. So these tags we have to pass in the parameter of our API call. Then only we will fetch the data on the basis of that tags only. Now we will create our new method in our API. So now we will create the model file for the product, and here we will create product.start. Then we have a variables here. First one is ID, then we have a name, then we have a description, then we have a short description, then we have a SKU, then we have a price, then we have a regular price, then we have a sale price, then we have the stock status also, and two list variable, that is images, and then we have a category, because one product also map to the multiple categories also, and the one product also have a multiple images also. So that's why we have a two variable of list type. We are doing that constructor part here, and then we are just mapping the data with that JSON with our variables here, and we are mapping ID with the ID. Then we have a name, description, then we have a short description, then we have a SKU, then we have a price here, then we have a regular price, then we have a sale price, then we have a stock status, and here we are checking if the category JSON category is not null, then we are just initializing with the list category, and for each we are just adding data to that category variable on the basis of that category JSON, and we are mapping it with that categories dot from JSON. And here also we have created one class of categories here, and we have a two variable here, category ID, and then we have a name, and then we have a images class here, and there also we are doing we have only one variable, that is source, that will be the URL of the image. So now we will modify our API service, and we will add one method over there. So this is our method, that is get products, and here we are passing one parameter here, that is tag name, and then we have initializing our list product, and we will name the variable as a data. Then we are just passing here the URL, and then the URL we are passing here product URL. Then we have a consumer key, then we have a secret key, then we have a tag here, and that part is very important here, because this tag we will pass the tag ID here, and we can also rename it to tag ID. So here that tag ID should be passed, so that the product of that particular tag will be shown. So then we are doing the regular part here. We are putting the then we are just calling the get request, and we are just checking here if the status code is 200, then only we are just mapping the data with that list data. So now we will create one more widget, and we will name it as a visit underscore home underscore products.dart file. So this one I already created. I will explain you line by line. So what I am doing here, we are just passing two variables here. First one is a label name, then we have a tag ID. Then we are doing this, then we are just initializing our API service, and then we have a visit here. Then we have a container. We are calling using a container, and the child we are using a column visit, and the column we are using in the children's we have a row visit, and the row inside the row we have a label, and we will pass a label name. Then we have a view all URL, which we have created the same way in our category visit also. Then we are created one product list method, and that we are doing for the future builder for calling our API method to fetch all our products from the server. So before that we have also created one method that is build list, and here we have a variable of list products, and here we are just using a container. Inside the container we are using a list view, and we are doing the same way which we did for the category, but only the difference is that we are in the categories we have used the box shape of circle, but here we are using as a rectangle only. So here we have the container. Inside a container we are using that image file, and the child we have using that image, and then we are doing the decoration here. And then we have also created a container for showing that product name here, and then we have the that another container showing the price here. Then we have a two text visit here. First one is for the regular price we are showing here, and the second one is the sale price we are showing here. So now let me explain you that method of product list. And what I am doing here is I am just returning here future builder, and in the future we are passing the API server dot get products, and that get product we are passing the tag ID which we will pass from our widget wherever we will call that widget. In the builder we will check here model has data, then only we will return that build list, else we will show that circular progress indicator. So now we will call that home products widget in our dashboard, and we will see in the application how it's looking. And here we will pass visit home products, and here we will pass the label name, and the label name we are passing here top saver today. And here for the tag we are using here config dot today offer tag ID. So now let's run the application to see how it's looking. So now you can see here loader is loading, and first loader is loading for the all category. Then we have another widget that is top saver today, and here the loader is loading. And once the data is fetched from the server, we will be able to see the data. Now you can see here data is coming for the widget, that is fresh onion, and we have a Tata salt. And if we go to our WooCommerce portal, you can see there we have marked two product as a top offer product as a tag. That's why they are showing in this container. And here you can see fresh onion is coming under today offer, and the Tata salt is also coming under today offer. And the Chakki Atta is not coming because that is marked as a tag of top selling product. So you can see here the product is coming, image of the product, then we have a label, then we have a regular price, then we have a sale price that is coming. So now we will create a replica of this widget, and here we will do widget home products, and here, and we will name it as a top selling products, and here we will change that tag ID, and we will change it to top selling product tag ID. So now you will see another widget over there, and data is loading here, and you will see only one product here because that is marked as a top selling product. Now the one product is coming here, that is Chakki Atta, and the image is getting loaded. So now the product has been loaded. You can see here top selling products, and there you can see only one product because we marked one product as a top selling product as a tag, and there you can see that image of that product. Then we have a name of the product, then we have a regular price, then we have a selling price. Thank you all. I hope you liked the video. I will come back soon with another video of the series. In that video we will cover about how to load the data on the basis of the categories when user click on the category icons which are in our home page, and with that infinite scrolling also by using the pagination and all. So don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like, comment, share. Thank you all for showing me your love for this series.